Tesla, Tesla, oh Tesla. More price cuts at Tesla, guys. We have a lot to break down in this video, and the stock is down over 2%. And of course, we're going to break down the stock and overall what's going on in the market. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and all I ask is if you find value, hit the like button, feel free to subscribe, and share the video with a friend. And with that being said, let's just dive into it. So again, more price cuts for Tesla. And if you guys didn't know, a couple weeks ago, not even a couple weeks ago, when was this? Probably a week or two ago, they cut prices in China. I forget exactly by how much, but in China right now, I think a Model 3 is going for 33,000, something like that, 229,000 yuan or something, roughly in that ballpark. I think a Model Y was running 260,000 yuan, and I think that's after the price cuts, and now they just cut prices again in the US, in Germany, in France. They cut prices in Austria, Switzerland. We're going to break all that down in this video, so let's just dive into it. And again, the stock is currently down 2% when at one point it was down even more. It was at $115 at the low of the day. Now it's over $120. So it has rallied a decent amount here in the past couple of really, it's just been about an hour. It's up 4.5%. So let's just talk about this, guys. In the U.S., the price cuts on the Model 3 and the Model Y were cut between 6 and 20%. And a Reuters calculation is showing with the basic Model 3, or rather Model Y, now costing $52,990, down from $65,900. And if I were to buy a Tesla, guys, personally, I would go for the Model Y. So the fact that they just cut that by $13K, I'm not saying I'm going to go buy a Model Y, but that definitely makes it way, way more attractive. And that's before an up to $7,500 federal tax credit that took effect for many electric vehicles at the start of January. And this comes here from Wedbush analyst Dan Ives. You guys know Dan Ives. It is no secret that demand for Tesla is starting to see some cracks in this global slowdown for 2023, according to Dan Ives in a note to clients on Friday. While the initial reaction to these cuts will naturally be negative on the street at first, we believe this was the right strategic poker move by Elon Musk, Musk and Company, at the right time, he said, referring to Tesla CEO Elon Musk, which I agree. I mean, in the short term, again, the stock is down, but to really get demand moving right now, which there is demand for Tesla already. There is demand. But the fact that we're heading in a recession, that is naturally the demand's going to slow down. But now that they're cutting prices, that's going to help. That's going to help 100%. So, yeah, that's what's going on. They cut prices in China. Now they're cutting them in the U.S. And who knows, maybe more price cuts could be right around the corner at some point in a couple months. I mean, let's see how these cars end up selling these next couple quarters, guys. And in Germany, they dropped prices between about 1% and almost 17% off, off the Model 3 and the Model Y, depending on the configuration, of course. And the best selling Model Y will now go for over 44,890 euros, roughly $48,000, $40,500, down by 9,100 euros. So they're cutting. I mean, they cut it by 9,100 euros. That's a pretty good chunk there. We're talking almost, 17%. And it also reduced, Tesla did, prices, like I said earlier in the video, in Austria and in Switzerland and in France. And in France, customers buying the Model 3 right now for 44,990 euros. And now they will get a further reduction through a government subsidy of 5,000 euros. So, of course, the government has they want you to go all EV, and they're giving all these incentives. But are most people going to go for these Teslas? Probably not. If we're looking at of course you make a ton of money, it's no problem. But the middle class right now, sure, these reductions are great in the U.S., but I still don't think the middle class is going to be going for a Tesla until they bring the $25,000 model, which who knows when that's going to happen. When they do happen, then let's say they have a $25,000, $30,000 model, $20,000, whatever it ends up being, that's when the middle class really is going to be able to actually afford it without stretching themselves too thin. I mean, sure, if you want to keep up with the Joneses, maybe you can pull off, a middle class family. Maybe they can pull off a Model Y for 50, 60K. but it's going to be tough for sure. I mean, it's obviously not a cheaper car like Toyota or a Honda or something like that. So yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. And the stock is down almost 3% now. So we are seeing a bit of some selling here as I'm making the video. We started off, it was over 120 bucks a share, almost 121. Now we're back under 120 bucks at 119.89. So yeah, guys, at this point, Tesla clearly is failing at 120, 125, and we're not for sure, going to dump to 100 bucks quite yet. We're not seeing anything I'm not seeing anything that's showing me that quite yet, but there's no doubt we're failing at 125. We're struggling, and we're kind of in an ascending triangle still. You guys see these higher lows being made on Tesla at 101. You could argue, this is one right here that's holding right around, 115, 120. So let's see, guys. Let's see how we end up playing out. I'll set my alert at 125 bucks. Let's do that now. Markers that were above 125 bucks. And what are your thoughts? I'd love to know your thoughts on Tesla. Let me know in the comments down below. And looking at the overall markets now, guys, markets in general today are pretty boring, pretty flat, and we'll talk more about them in my later videos, of course, but just to quickly take a glance at them right now, the VIX, by the way, is down another 1.8%. I mean, the VIX just can't catch a break. This thing, the volatility index just keeps going down. It is unbelievable, and SPY right now is down about 72 cents, 0.2%, really nothing much. Nothing crazy on the day so far. Triple Q, if I pull that up, down 0.25% roughly. But I guess one thing that's good here, especially for the bulls, is on Triple Q, you guys can see we did pull back to about 275 this morning, which ended up holding. You guys can see 275, that was the high from the 9th of January. We pulled back to it. We held it, popped. Now we're pushing 280, as you guys can see. So even though it's not green, the fact that we held the higher low at 275, you guys see that. The fact that we're, bouncing at that point, that's a good sign for the bulls. Now let's see if we end up testing the highs from yesterday and maybe even breaking above 280, which I don't know why my alert's gone, but I'll set another alert at 280 bucks. Mark is at or above. And it's the same thing pretty much on SPY. If I pull it up, SPY right now is, let's pull this up and zoom in a little bit. It's making higher lows. Don't you guys see that? We have a low right there, boom, 393, another low right there, another low right there. So this thing is fighting. We held the lows from yesterday. Now we're looking to push maybe from towards the highs from yesterday being about 398, 400. So these are some key levels that I'm looking at, guys. And we also had, I'm not sure if you guys saw, but we had a bunch of banks report earnings this morning, which I might break down more in my next video. But you can see the crazy V-shaped recovery on these banks, which probably, I'm going to focus on these more in the next video because we're already 8 minutes in, and I don't want to make this video too long. I want it to be mostly a Tesla video, but JP Morgan hit 142, dumped to about 133. Now it's back over 140, so very volatile here for JP Morgan after reporting earnings this morning. Wells Fargo, same thing, volatility. It's down on the day so far, down about 1%. Bank of America is up 0.5% on the day, and it opened up at about, or in the pre-market at one point, it was $35. It fell to $33 at market open, and now we're pushing 35 again. So, yeah, a lot of volatility overall in these banks. I think we had UNH today. Yeah, United Health Group also reported. This one's ripping. It's up 2% right now. We might as well look at this one and see what they did. Then we'll end the video. And next video, we'll talk more about the banks. So make sure you guys subscribe. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and get your free stocks. Up to 15 stocks for Moomoo and 12 fractional shares from Webull. Link down below. Free money, guys. It also helps out the channel. I appreciate you all, as always. So United Health reported earnings this morning. They ended up doing $5.34 EPS versus $5.17 estimated on revenue of $82.79 billion, which beat the $82.59 billion. So they beat EPS nicely, beat revenue. Are we seeing anything on guidance? Oh, a little unrelated. I don't know why this is here, but it says Crypto.com sheds 20% of its workforce. There you go. Crypto.com is shedding a ton of people. I don't know why this is here on the UNH live news tab, but either way, anything else on guidance? Q4 revenue, they see anything on guidance? Oh, there we go. They see 2023 cash flows from operations of 27 billion to 28 billion. They see 2023 adjusted EPS of $24.40 to about $24.90. Not too bad. Anything on revenue? I'm not seeing anything on revenue. But overall, guys, if we're looking at the chart here, UNH is starting to break, well, not fully break out again, but we are seeing some buying at 490,500, which you guys can see. I drew this trend line not today, but a couple videos ago. So it looks like buyers came in at that point. Now we're starting to break back towards maybe 525, maybe mid 500s again. So I'm going to be watching UNH, and I'm not telling you to go buy it, but I'm telling you to go watch it as well, or keep it on the watch list, because in my opinion, it is one worth watching here. So with that being said, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about Tesla? Or is this a good idea for them to cut prices? Are you buying the stock, selling the stock? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to get your free money from Moomoo and from Weeble, and to check out my Patreon if you guys want. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers, guys. I'll see you later. Peace out.